Okay, guys, welcome back. So delighted to be here with Bob. Great to see you, as it always is. Nice to be down here. We normally catch up in Florida at the PGA show or something, but we're at your home here in TPI.
Yep. Love it.
Love it.
Absolutely great being here.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk a little bit about something that we know you preach a lot about, and that's the quality and sort of the lifespan of the face of the wedge, the groove of the wedge.
Yes.
Making sure you're changing those out often enough.
Yeah, I've always believed in, when I did a lot of testing on it, in that the average player, we can call it the average golfer, maybe 75 rounds to 100, right in there, they ought to start looking at their wedges.
Yeah.
Because what they're going to see, first off, you can see it, and the ball's going to have a tendency to roll, skid up the face, fly up, come up a little shorter. And you're going to start losing trajectory, distance control, spin. All of those are going to happen.
Yeah.
But the average player, they don't really realize this because it happens so gradual over time. That little 50-yard shot that they had 4 to 8 feet, all of a sudden, a putt rolls out
Proximity
further,
changes a little bit.
changes each time. And also, when you lose the grooves, you also lose a little bit of dispersion, too.
Yep.
A lot of people don't realize
That control is not just
it's not
that way.
It's either way,
Lateral
because that
as
spin
well.
helps control that.
Totally.
You know, so it's so very important. And people always say, "Hey, Vok, what are you talking about? Where wedges? You're trying to sell
Trying to
wedges?
sell me something?"
Wedges? No. I want you to play better golf.
Yeah,
I'm telling
exactly.
you, we've got to play. This game is a tough
Yeah.
game.
Well, we know the stats, right? Proximity, how close we can get the ball to the hole.
Right.
From the best players in the world that you've worked with your whole life.
Right.
From 5 feet, they're 80% make rate from 5 feet.
No doubt.
From 8 feet, to 10 feet, they're 40%.
More.
Right, so you've totally changed. You're going to make 8 out of 10. Now you're only making 4 out of 10.
That's right.
And that's the difference between having a groove that's giving you maximum performance and something that's a little bit worn.
No doubt.
Right, we're
No
talking
doubt.
about that window, 75 rounds to 100 rounds. That's half a season for him.
Yeah.
Right? No one plays more golf
No.
in Canada than Mike does, Bob. So, he's someone, a good example, and has to, cycle through those wedges, every year at a minimum.
I love it. I love it. Every year, call it in the bag room, they ought to be checking.
They've got to be
assistants ought to
checking.
go around.
That's right.
If they turn around and they pull a wedge out and the grip needs to be changed,
Yep. Check that face.
check that face.
Totally.
That wedge is
Yep.
worn.
I mean, that's fair for you, isn't it? That amount of golf that you play. I mean, you play a fair amount of golf.
I don't play enough.
It's easily that amount of rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, the average golfer, that 75 sweet spot, 75 to 100 is probably, what, a couple of years, you would think?
Remember, they're practicing now.
Exactly.
They got to
Yeah.
be practicing. And
That's
you-
right.
And you start around, and driving ranges, I call them the top rocks. They got those hard covered golf balls covered with sand.
Yeah.
That's good. It's like sandblasting a face of
Yeah.
a wedge.
And it's not, every facilities is not like the world-class bunkers we see
No,
here.
not
and
at all.
The turf conditions and your pick of golf ball and all that sort of stuff. So
Start getting little pebbles in there, rocks
Yeah.
in there, all of a sudden
Chipping
that
away
can
at
kill the grooves of a wedge.
So we're going to dive into it. We've got our TrackMan
Okay.
set up. We've actually got TrackMan and quad set up. We're definitely spoiled with
Okay.
our technology. And we're going to watch Mikey hit SM6.
Right.
And we're going to compare it to SM9. And
Right.
we're going to talk through some of those little nuances in flight that maybe the average golfer can't see and maybe they're
recognize.
not picking up. But we want them to be more aware of those little nuances and change.
Right, and also feel.
Yeah,
The feel
totally.
of it. The feel is unbelievable. The new wedges versus a worn-out wedge.
Definitely. Okay, Mikey boy,
Perfect.
you've got
Start with SM6.
yeah,
Go on SM6.
Okay.
8 degrees of bounce on both of these.
Yeah.
Well, Mikey's our in-house wedge wizard. That's why he's
Yeah, he's
selected for this. He's good.
Oh yeah, great.
Okay, so we'll see.
Not a bad strike.
6 or 7. Where are we at there? That was. Okay,
71.
so kind of baseline at launch at 32, spin at 71.
Okay.
Pretty decent. All right, little 36 yarder.
There we go. That's up.
A little high on the face.
Did you see that right away?
Yeah.
It doesn't hit quite
So
low enough on the face.
4 degrees we gained in launch there.
Unbelievable.
Right. And today we're hitting, we've got the flags blown back at us a little bit. You're trying to predict the number that you want this to go.
That's right.
What was our TrackMan number there on that one? On carry?
Carry was 37.3.
Okay. Is that normalized?
Yep.
Can we turn it off normalized? Because I think seeing that launch on a day like today, we've got that wind back at us. We're
Yes.
probably 32-ish.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And I've always liked to I've always loved 30 and below.
Absolutely.
Try to keep it. That's usually a benchmark. I've used.
Lovely, Michael. Lovely strike.
Again.
Let's see what we got there, Bob. We are
42.
yeah, so 35. So we're still
See it?
still there.
Starting to go up.
Yep. Spin was decent on that one. Okay, a couple more.
You can almost
Just to hear the
sound, doesn't it?
differences.
Sound?
It does. It does. It
Doesn't
sounds
have
different.
crispness of it.
All right. So good little selection of shots. So we had it as high as 7,700, as
That's
low
high.
as 6,400. Launch was about 31 to start with.
Okay.
It went up to
Went up.
38, right? So that's a big difference.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, how many rounds do you think that's got? I mean, that's a
And
well
balls hit,
over 100. eh?
Oh, yeah, easy.
Yeah, proper wear mark on it.
At least that. Plus range balls in between.
Right.
There you go.
Different. So you do. So Bob's talking about obviously that launch being down around
Yeah.
30,
Yeah.
but you do play that one like a little
Yeah, a little floaty.
floaty one. Yeah.
You like to.
I do, yeah.
A lot of times you can't talk to that one, That little low one, that you just hit right there.
Yeah.
You can talk
skip.
to it.
Yep. Skip, and stop.
Yep. I get tour players, I don't think you can hit it low enough.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
You can't get it low enough for a tour player.
Mikey boy, a couple more.
We're on the right track.
So yeah. So we're keeping an eye. So we've hit. So here was Mikey's first one, 6,
Okay.
the SM6. Spin was fluctuating a fair bit, 64, 67, 6, 77. So high and low. This one, 7, 7, 7, 60, 8, 80. So the standard deviation is about a third
Okay.
with the new one. So right,
Yeah.
so we'll hit a few more shots and see
Yeah.
where that goes. Okay.
You want me to spin it a bit more? Or?
Spinning more, launch windows tighter. Okay, so 6 shots with each. So we're looking at SM9, standard deviation, 158 RPM.
Okay.
SM6, 531 standard deviation. Left, right,
Left,
up,
right,
down,
Yep.
big difference.
All over the place.
It's huge.
That's an eye opener for
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
to
Yep.
see that level of difference on that. I mean, the other stuff, yeah, it's a tighter launch window as well, 2.9 degrees standard
Beautiful.
deviation versus 3.5 with the older one. So we've got a variable window with the
Beautiful.
older
And-
wedge,
And now it's a little
a little bit tighter on that. Yeah.
Yeah. It all equals to just better.
good.
Okay.
And how was the launch?
So launch on them was averaging with the new one 33.5. Kind of, so pretty similar. It wasn't so much.
Okay.
It was just a tighter. It was
Tighter.
doing the same thing
All
more
the time.
often. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A
A little bit harder.
Yeah, a bit long.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a little.
Got excited.
It's fine though. It's doing exactly the same thing all
Yeah.
the time. Again, we're looking at that launch window, 1.9 standard deviation on launch, 3.5 on the old wedge. You said something when we were just talking about, the differences, the way you like to look at grooves, groove technology. You liken it to tires,
Oh yeah.
right?
Very, very much so. Very much so.
And these are we're not going to get a better day than this.
Yeah.
But if we've got rain coming in, you're maybe in a bit of a rush, you haven't cleaned your grooves from the previous shot.
Unbelievable.
Good luck with the
Like
control. on
early in
that
the
one.
morning, do sweeper. Boy, I tell you, your ball could just.
Yeah.
But it won't. With older wedges, it'll do that. But
Right.
it won't do that with a newer wedge. It'll help that.
Yeah. And guys, we're trying to kind of convey, just be mindful in changing the wedge every couple of years. 2 to
Yeah.
3 years for the
Even-
average player is about the right number, you feel.
I definitely. Being from Titleist, I like to sell
Every year.
wedges. We know that.
Exactly.
So I always call it. There's a 1, 2, 3, 4 rule.
Mm-hmm.
Out on tour, best pairs in the world.
Yeah.
one wedge. This is like yearly. One wedge, one pitching wedge, 2 approach wedges, 3 sands, and 4 lobbers.
4 lobbers.
That's basically
That makes
what
a
they
ton of
use.
sense.
Because they hit a lot of lob wedges.
A lot of practice
And
shots.
it's not just the 4 wedges you have to change. Usually your go-to wedge. There's one wedge that you hit more often, whether it be your sand wedge or your lob wedge.
And we were just over in Scotland. We saw Aaron running around at St Andrews, getting everyone dialed in. So they may have 4 lobbers, but they may also have specialist ones in there. They may have 4 of their favourite ones, but when they're playing in turf conditions like St Andrews, they might need something unique and a little bit different. So there might even be more.
Yep. A lot of times, a lot of tour players will carry another wedge with them for that particular conditions, that they may be playing, and they can switch them out.
Totally. What difference did you feel versus? I know you're changing to an M grind now.
Yeah. I play 6010S, and I'm going to go to a 6008M after this. But definitely, there is more bite to it for sure, and it just feels a little bit softer, and it sounds so much better.
So much better. Yeah.
You want Mikey to drive that launch down a little bit.
No doubt.
You want that closer to 30. What do you want to see in terms of sole design in order to get that down a little bit?
Usually, one of the best ways to get it down would be the bounce. Bounce. You hear me? I always preach bounce is your friend, but it's the right amount of bounce.
Yeah, a
and
little more bounce, bring that strike down.
Bring that sound, it'll bring the contact point closer to, I call it, between the 2nd and 5th groove on your wedges. So that's what's going to give you a better feel, better trajectory.
I'd love to see you hit that exact same shot with a D or something like that. Get 12 on there.
You can still get it down.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But then you're going to may risk greenside shots.
Sure.
The
versatility.
you got a little bit more bounce on the stick. Then you got the versatility. Here you're softer conditions, you get away a little bit more bounce, but when you get in conditions that are firm, but if you're playing in different, sometimes soft, sometimes firm, you got to get that wedge that's going to be able to best for both.
I think that's a great little nugget. I think there's too many people walk into the store and go, all right, give me 56M and 60M. I like the M grind, right? They'll throw a blanket statement out there and say they like that. But for what job? What's the utility of the wedge?
Yeah.
What are you using it for?
Yeah, I mean, I use a 5412D and I use a 6010S just for difference
That's
around
good.
the greens.
That's a pretty good combo.
Yeah.
But I see that from this particular situation here, it looks like an M. You know what? We got time to go and hit a couple greenside?
Definitely.
Let's go and take the 2 of them. This is where I really think you're going to see it. We'll go and just hit a couple.
All right, Mikey, so we've established the new face is what we need. We're going to get into an SM9, but we're going to find out which SM9.
Love it.
Right?
I've been struggling with my 60 this season, so it'd be nice to see what's up.
Get that dialed in a little bit. Bob noticed flight window wasn't kind of where you like it to be. Around that 30-degree half of the loft on the wedge is the sweet spot.
A good number.
Yeah, is normally pretty good, but we were consistently, even though it was flying through the same window, which is nice, it was a little bit floaty, a little bit high.
Okay, cool.
Pretty good, 33 on that one.
That is nice.
Yeah. Mikey boy.
Not bad.
Okay.
Then I like to turn around and class them and compare against the first one.
Right.
That way that we can eliminate.
A little heavy.
Bob, when you're working with the players and you notice some of them are kind of cut pitchers like Jordan, somebody who kind of just likes to just come across it a little bit, adds a little bit of loft, and then you've got players who maybe come a little bit from the inside. Release it and flight it down a little bit. Mikey definitely seems like he's a little bit more of a kind of cut pitcher. That path is definitely across. That's where you retain a lot of that loft from.
Yeah. Stuck.
As
A
compared
little
to
difference there, wasn't there?
First,
Yeah. Okay. You like the one he had the first time, yeah.
And I don't even like to know it myself.
Yeah. Just hand him. Let's look after it. Yeah.
Sure. Then you go to the next station.
mean,
Yeah.
right now, the first one was 65, 68, and now we're at 49, 49, 46. Okay, yeah, no. Okay.
I'll tell you one thing, I
Okay.
do not spin it like this outside with my
Versus
current
the-
60.
That wasn't as good as
Nope, nope.
first two. Let's try
'Kay.
one of these. What do you got? We already know what yours does, right? Yeah, let's go. Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
You can see everywhere it's going.
It's pretty good.
Everything's on the left side of the pin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Definitely playing with.
So when we were transitioning, going from the tee out to
Yeah.
here, you said lie angle.
Lie angle, right?
Way bigger deal than people realise when it comes to
No doubt
wedges.
about it.
You've got all that loft. When you tilt a 2-iron up and down, you're not moving much loft.
No.
So the deviation on the start line's not much.
With the wedge,
What was
it's
60?
It's so
Big deal.
important. So important. The lie.
How did that feel? So you threw a few clubs that weren't quite as good. Spin dropped into the 4000s. You went straight back into this when you're right back at 66,
Yeah, I like the-
65.
I like the flight of this one.
This,
Okay.
that was better. Still,
Better.
the first one you hit was
First
still
one was
the
the
best.
better, so this would be right, sort of right behind it.
Yep.
Right behind that first one. Okay. Okay. Well, I think this is the same. This
Yep,
is
that
the
was-
same
yeah.
first one, right? That's the first one right there.
Yeah. Yeah, amazing to see just in that
Yeah.
middle. So started good, launch was really good in there, then it went really high.
Yep.
Spin drop way down.
Yeah. Usually, all the time fitting, for time.
Mm-hmm.
I already know. I just go around.
Yeah.
Look at the flight. Look at the flight. He likes it, and just he'll tell me, really what he prefers or he doesn't prefer, and then I'll tell
Yeah.
him what I think. But I don't like to say. I like to let them fit themselves.
Mm-hmm. How'd that feel?
Felt good. I just didn't even feel like I went and touched the grass.
Yeah.
I could hit that off your chin.
I can hear the bounce.
Oh, one more.
Did you like that one? Or too much? A little too much?
Too much bounce.
Okay.
That's my first feeling. If I had to say what it is,
Okay. Take it out, or you want one more?
I lucked out. I lucked out again. I didn't know what it was. More bounce.
I lucked out again. You've
You
been
see
lucky
that?
for a long time.
I'm lucky. I got lucky. You can hear the sound of it.
Yeah, totally.
It's just a little bit more bounce. So I'll
So,
put that back.
without a doubt, you've hit your best pitches with the 3 similar shaped soles.
Yep.
LMD.
Yeah.
D, good.
Yeah.
L was really good. I think we've got M still at
I think
number 1 spot
going
right
through
now.
all that, I think the M, because the biggest thing is once you feel you're fit, you got the confidence, it's going to help you execute that
Totally.
shot.
Yeah.
Because you know you're using the right tool. Perfect.
Now, the difference I see in that there was the confidence to really be aggressive through the strike on that one.
And you really put that,
So, yeah. So, spin was 59, 63, all of a sudden,
Boom.
71.
boom.
Just
That's
way
what I like
more.
to see, the
Yeah.
way you hit that last shot. You went at it, you can control that a heck of a lot
Yeah.
easier. And again,
That's really nice. When you're backing there, he's throwing them in there all the way
All
and
the
backing
way.
it up a little bit. And you'd want to
Pretty
see him
good.
what another degree flat.
Flat.
Something
I'd
just
flatten
to
it.
control that line a little bit.
because you know what happens when it's a little upright, it gets the
yeah.
angle, of it. Turn around if it's at 64 and all of a sudden, or even it's boom, flat like that. What happens like that? If it's a little too flat, just the opposite, going
Yeah,
too far, just
exactly.
the reserve. In your case, I'd like to see you
Another
down a little bit. What's
Okay.
happening?
Yeah. Okay.
I want to get it back going a little bit to the right. Your ball's floating a little left on you.
Never
Fine.
seen you so comfortable with a wedge in my life.
That's
so
nice.
you started off pretty good, kind of 6,000s. Then you struggled a little bit when we were giving you the higher 14Ks and the 58 and 60. The minute we gave you that 60 back again, you went from 5,000, 6,000 to 71, 72, and 71 on those last 3.
Yeah.
Just
And a lot of confidence, like you said, I
tons
can
of
start to give
confidence.
it a
You
bit
can
more
hit it.
speed and
throwing
hit
it in there. Yeah.
You know the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
What it's all about, you know the bottom.
Yep.
You know what it's going to do, any particular situation, and know when to use the particular club for a particular shot.
Def.
That's why you always have a combination of 2 different wedges between your sand and your lob. You know, it gives you that versatility.
Yeah. Very cool.
Love it. All right, guys, that was a test on groove wear, obviously making sure that you guys understand the value of having clean grooves, fresh grooves every year, every other year, depending how many rounds you play. Sweet spot, Bob said it's 75 to 100 rounds is where we like, but if you're practicing more, be mindful, it might be 50 rounds.
Oh, could be.
Could
No
be
doubt about it.
if you're a range rat and you just love getting in the bunker, love getting round the greens, you work a lot of your game, it could be less.
Yes.
Definitely could be less. The bonus ball was you managed to come out here and you got a little grind fit as well.
I like
so, you know, we thought that was pretty good for you with the 8, but the thoroughness of the man, he wanted to see them all, and we literally went from 4 to 8 to 10.
Yeah.
We went through the D12, we went through the K14s, but you're an M grind man.
Love it.
All right, guys, stay tuned for Max Fit. We'll see you again soon.